repeatedly watches the movie Hoosiers. Like, he has like I think 3 movies on his laptop, and he just watches those like repeatedly, and then it'll be like, not necessarily saying that that's like a favorite pastime of NTP's, but he's sort of a washed out alcoholic. But no, it's just like there's this scene where he pretty much gets into court because he's a lawyer, and he gets into court, and basically the way he does something is he keeps using profanity around the judge, and the judge keeps like basically trying to reprimand him for doing that, and like each time he tries to do it, he just sort of informs the judge that what you want to happen isn't going to happen. It's going to happen the way I want it to happen. And he was like, anyways, have a nice day.
Oh yeah, it's a new show. Cool. I added it to my watch list. Try that out.
What time is it?
It's time for you to get a watch. Hey-o!
I kind of think Wolverine's probably, I don't know, he could be an ESTP. Because he's got that, like a well-developed, like, he's got that, I really don't know what FI is, but I would really like to be a good person, but I'm not.
I think he has too much like sense of duty not to be an FI, valuable person.
I don't know. He said
It gets muddled because he's been around for a minute.
But I mean, he's got a sense of duty, but that's not why he always does things. He's got a sense of honor more than I would say he has a sense of duty.
And I feel like it's more of a haunted thing, like he's had to build it up over time.
Yeah, he's got his own internal code. I mean, that's... But he's also kind of,
So I remembered what the thing was. I don't know why I'm bringing this up now. I can't. I was trying to bring it up earlier, but I finally remembered to bring it up. The description. Oh, you said you were going to add that one word as a description. I think to yourself or something like that. And I was trying to remember the one I'd made on Slack. And I made my description: occasional contributor and curmudgeon of cathexis and verbal turgidity. I was like, that's wordy. It'll make me seem smarter, and then maybe I can die not as sad.
there you go.
Yeah.
I was reading like Ben Franklin the other night, which is both good and bad for my vocabulary. Start going through. I love reading stuff like that where it's like I actually have to look up words. Woohoo!
Yeah, I got a book, The Essential Thomas Jefferson, and I haven't even made a dent in that because I'm like, fuck the word usage. I'm too fucking. Unfortunately, I'm too fucking hip to understand what the fuck this dude's talking about.
Yeah, well, I found he used the word lucubration, which I find really like a good one, which is a study or meditation, or specifically a piece of writing, typically a pedantic or over elaborate one. Like that. That is probably could be used too often.
Oh, hi, Taylor.
Oh, hello, Taylor.
NT Party and NT's favorite fan.
We were discussing what type do you think Wolverine is, Taylor?
Taylor's gonna be like, well, I like him, so he must be an ENTP.
Crickets.
Gotta go, guys. Be back later.
Vacation.
I'll take a nap, man.
honestly, it's worse when you keep muting and unmuting, Ken.
Oh, okay. I get it. Fine. Yeah.
Like, silence. It's like, sawing in the jail cell. And then you're like, silence. And you're like, so if you just on constantly, it kind of moves into the back.
Right. It adds a rhythm, adds a beat.
It
a
just
mantra.
becomes irrelevant.
Oh, so that's what happens when I talk too much.
Becomes part of the landscape.
Did somebody hear something? Oh shit, Ken's talking.
People do that to me sometimes.
Only occasionally. But yeah, I added this as my avatar because we were talking about metal the other night, and you were like, "Yeah, it's like you don't need to parse it out and stuff like that." I started thinking about metal. I was like, "What do I even like listening to? This metal? I haven't listened to that in a while." And I was like, Ed Guy. So that's where the picture's from. His album art from that band.
It looks like the Joker to me.
Kind of. The album is it's, called Tears of the Mandrake, and they use gestures as sort of like a symbol of the band sometimes.
Cool.
So what sort of metal do you listen to?
I don't know. I started with like a Five Finger Death Punch song, and then I put it on Spotify and listened to whatever came up with after that.
Okay. Now, as far as music goes, are you just sort of like, listen to whatever? Or is it like there's specific bands you care about, or
Sometimes.
perhaps care is a strong word, but
I mean, if I listen to stuff long enough, I'll eventually like find things I go back to. But I'm also really bad at remembering what things are and who does things and what names of songs are. So, but I'll listen to a lot of stuff that I don't. I'll just listen. That's what I like about like Pandora or Spotify or something. I can pick kind of a mood or a theme and be like, all right, play stuff like this. And then all this stuff, like I said, when I hear stuff, I'm like, ooh, I really like this one. I'll like, add it to the playlist or whatever.
I like Spotify a bit better because I feel like Pandora, all roads lead to the Verve.
Yeah, I use both, but I've kind of gotten into Spotify lately.
It's like, I don't understand. I started a playlist of Norwegian death metal, and now it's playing Bittersweet Symphony. It's like, play similar stuff and play something. It's like, you fuckers don't know what similar means, do you?
Yeah. I don't know. I've developed a couple of nice stations. I've developed a few good stations.
So, like, other than country and your introduction to metal, what you mentioned Five Finger Death Punch, but it's like, what's more specific stuff you listen to? I forgot. I think I asked. I don't know. I was gonna ask if you even care enough to. Oh shit! Left. Sad. So sad. Well, Taylor, it's just me now. I'm gonna try to entertain you. I'm gonna try to be entertaining, Taylor. Oh, thank God! I'll just wait.
Okay, I'm back.
I was gonna try to entertain Taylor, and then I realized I'm flying solo. How could I do that?
I was kind of intrigued to see if you could do it.
It was no. I'm glad you came back because it wasn't gonna go well.
So you were asking like what other kinds of music do I listen to?
C.
I don't know. I listen to rock. Some I don't like. I like some like classic rock, but some of it's kind of soft. I like a lot of like 80s rock stuff.
You're kind of soft.
I don't know.
I fucking got it.
8 fight.
God. That's sort of a letdown because I felt like
In a fighting mood today, and you seem to be too. Like,
if that's an 8 fight, that's a letdown because I was expecting like the closest thing to 8's having a pillow fight being throwing cinder blocks at each other.
I don't know. I need something to fight about. But anyway,
Well, you could fight about Taylor's hairline being arguably receding, and then he could pretend to. Well, no, he'd have to pretend.
Ken, you don't have a hairline.
True. But I've accepted the inevitable. You're still clinging.
You didn't have a choice.
I did.
There was nothing to cling to for you.
You're saying you have something to cling to? Yeah, I suppose so. I forget because you wear the hat so often.
It's down there. Mostly I wear the hat because I have super wiry hair. And I don't like dealing with it.
Do you think it's also a part because of the innie? It's like an extra thing to fidget with?
The hat?
Yeah.
I think it would be more ENTP toy seeking than something to fidget with. I don't fidget. Do I fidget with my hat much?
Fidget with your knives.
I fidget with my knives.
picture with your eyes, but also your hat appears you come on camera like with it many different angles. So I think you do probably just don't.
It's yet another prop.
Put it back on occasionally. Just like
I feel like it's yet another prop to be tactical with.
You're all props in the game that is Taylor's life.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You're supporting actors.
I wasn't gonna disagree with you. I just because I would say the same thing.
We're having a discussion on whether he's a narcissist or not. He's fallen right into the category.
Okay, first of all, who's talking?
Oh, that's Brandon.
Okay.
You're a dick.
Well, Brandon, here's the thing.
Who's being narcissistic?
Is Taylor a narcissist? First of all, we've had a dude in here that's been talking about narcissism so much, I almost don't want to talk about it. However, as far as Taylor being a narcissist, I would say no. I think he's just an ENTP, and that can be confusing, but...
Thank you, Ken. Your hair is luxurious.
Don't patronize me. I know the temptation is strong, but please don't patronize me.
I was just laughing because I used to have long hair, but I always kept it tied back, and I wore a cap. And then when I cut my hair off, like there was a lot of people that it was months or more before they noticed.
Sweet story.
It's funny. I'm just talking out loud, okay? It doesn't have to be entertaining.
Obviously.
Anyone else? That's what you're doing, mate.
Bro.
Don't get all butthurt.
Why not?
Because then I have to either leave because you're trying so awkward or explain to you forcefully why it's stupid for you to cry. I don't.
There's a couple steps in between that and crying.
We just checked one more off the list here.
That doesn't support
You're
narcissism.
gonna be checking off.
Susanne.
He's got a theory that's basically a crock of shit.
What time is he?
Those are always fun.